This is a great story to not only communicate to you things going on in the real world, but also to talk about how narratives are created and framed by corporate media. So listen, basically support for impeaching Donald Trump went up when news of the Ukraine fiasco first broke, hitting about 46, 47%. And then throughout everything that we've seen happen publicly related to Ukraine and Trump so far, support for impeachment has crept up to 50%, 52%, 55%, depending on which poll you look at. Now, that by itself is big news. This is a lot more impeachment support than there was for Richard Nixon early in Watergate. It's not normal when it comes to previous presidents, Obama, Bush. As much as Obama and Bush were hated by the right and left, respectively, you didn't have more than half the country saying that the president should be impeached when it was Obama and Bush. So now we have a new poll. The poll happens to be from Fox News of all places, and it says indeed 54% of the country wants Donald Trump impeached. Now, you might notice that I'm leaving out a piece of information here, and I did it on purpose for the purposes of our story today. I did this deliberately. When I say 54% of the country wants Trump impeached, if you are a media literate individual, if you're a savvy thinker, you should be saying, does David mean 54% want Trump impeached by the House? Or is David saying 54% want Trump impeached and removed via a conviction in the Senate? That is the right question to be asking. And that is exactly the game that is being played with these numbers. The game that's being played in lots of corporate media is that they aren't specifying clearly whether by impeachment people understand that to mean or are meaning to say that they want the House to impeach and a trial in the Senate, whose outcome could be one thing or the other thing. Or are people saying, when they say they want to impeach, we want Trump convicted and removed by the Senate? In this poll, 54% want Trump impeached. 50% want Trump impeached and removed, meaning that there is 4% in there that want Trump impeached in the House, but not necessarily removed by the Senate. So this is already one game that can be played. You can talk about support is up versus support is down, but by not specifying whether you're talking about impeachment only or impeachment and removal, you can kind of pick whichever result is closer to suiting your view and the narrative you want to craft. This is how you simultaneously had some networks saying impeachment hearings have destroyed support for Trump impeachment. And you had other media outlets saying support for impeachment is up since the hearings have started. If you want to say support for impeachment is growing, you choose a poll that shows it, even if it's just for articles of impeachment and not removal, or vice versa. I think that you understand. The other game that is being played is the momentum game after hearings started, right? Wow, the hearings have really deflated the impeachment movement. And then at the other time, you have some saying, wow, the hearings are really growing support for Trump impeachment. Now, how could both be true? Just look at different polls. So the real story is not the 2 to 3 point swings in impeachment support, because that's all that we're seeing. Tons of people don't even know what's going on, or at least aren't paying attention daily. So the real story here is roughly half the country wants Trump impeached and removed. The numbers going up and down 2, 3 points, that's really not a big deal. What's not normal is that half the country wants the president impeached and removed. But most importantly, if you look at the internals of the polls, there's a big polling gap in favor of impeachment. If I only tell you 50% wants Trump removed, you might assume, oh, so 50% does not want Trump removed. It's dead even. It's an even split. Wrong. Lots of people respond that they don't know or they aren't sure. So in the Fox News poll, 50% want him impeached and removed. 4% want him just impeached. And 41% say don't impeach. That means it is not 50-50. It is a plus 13, the people that want an impeachment versus the people that do not. That's huge. That's what really matters. Do not be tricked by crafty reporting into taking your eye off of the ball, which is that half the country wants Trump removed, and there is a plus 13 gap of people that want impeachment over people that do not. It won't change whether it happens, of course, but don't fall for the games that the corporate media is playing around impeachment polls.